In the first half of Game 2 last night in Oakland, the Portland Trail Blazers dropped the gauntlet, letting the Golden State Warriors know they weren't going to roll over and give this series away. Nailing three-pointers and forcing turnovers, they built a 15-point lead with everybody contributing. But little did we know that the Beast was merely sleeping, and they simply needed an extra 27 minutes of game time to wake them up. The three most common actions the Trailblazers scored on in the first half were pick and roll, isolation, and transition. Believe it or not, the Warriors did try and trap Lillard and get it out of his hands to start the game, and the nice adjustment was to cross back over and reuse the screen to the left. That gets the Warriors in full rotation mode, and I'm sure they were happy to give Harkless this shot, but he knocks it down. These types of double teams aren't completely aggressive, simply designed to lure Dame into making the right play and giving up the ball. Draymond will simply ignore Harkless to pick up the roll man, leaving Curry to split the difference between the two weak side players, and then close out to the first pass. However, Seth Curry sneaks up behind him to screen, and Harkless gets another open three. Allowing the Blazers guards to do their own thing in the perimeter is a big part of their offense, and watch how Curry freelances to double the ball and get it out of Lillard's hands. Draymond is playing zone by ignoring Harkless and rotates to the open McCollum, who proceeds to put $1 into the Just Dance game before winning that round with a step back from 17. It's Clay's turn in the gauntlet as CJ isolates him out top, says,
"Warrior needs food badly,"
before hitting him with a split left foot forward into a crossover, then quick release before Thompson knew what hit him. And at the end of the half, Lillard grabs an offensive board, invites Iguodala to dance, then does an awesome through-the-legs hesitation, slams on the brakes, then steps back behind the line to add an exclamation point to the proceedings. In transition, Portland made good use of the three ball before the defense could get set up, as CJ finds a couple of feet of room when Clay was caught trailing after missing his layup. The Warriors did not take care of the ball at all in the first half, turning it over 10 times, and the Blazers made sure to capitalize as quickly as they could as we get some brother-on-brother crime with this triple. Speaking of which, Seth Curry made his MVP brother look foolish not once, not twice, but 4 times last night. And I want to give props to Seth for proving himself a legit NBA player after struggling for a long time to find a place in this league. And I'm dying to know how much trash he talked to Steph when they both got home from school yesterday. But all good things must come to an end, and it was a screeching halt when the Warriors upped the pressure to 11 in the third quarter. First off, when screening Lillard with Aminu, it's a guarantee that Iguodala will leave his man to double the ball. Now you've got Golden State's two best defenders, who are both at least 6'7", smothering a guard that's 6'2" in shoes. CJ wanders out by the half-court line, and this allows Curry to get involved in pressuring, and now Dame has been run ragged into the step-back fall-away 17-footer that just misses. The Trailblazers again set the screen too high and wide. Not only is the half-court line an extra defender, so is the sideline, and there's no room for the smaller Lillard to maneuver. Great hands by Looney, who then unceremoniously dives on top of Lillard for the loose ball, triggering the fast break and an easy mid-range shot for Steph Curry. I hate to second-guess coaches too often, but here we are again. After a bad defensive game plan in Game 1, during this timeout to stop the bleeding, Stotts doesn't change the lineup when it's clear he needs better offensive players to deal with the increase in pressure. Then, knowing the defense is hell-bent on getting it out of Dame and CJ's hands, it's a mistake to bring Draymond's man up the ball screen, especially this high on the court. Draymond won't let CJ out, he gets directed to the corner, and it looks bad till he somehow gets it out to Aminu. But now you've got Aminu and Harkless trying to run a 3-on-2 fast break. This is why they must have Hood and even Evan Turner in instead. This play goes sideways in a hurry for them, and here come the Warriors doing the one thing the Blazers can't afford to give up, the wide open transition 3 to Clay that cuts the lead to 8. Dizzy from the Warriors' barrage, look how they can't even get into their offense. No one moves, a simple denial of Dame breaks this down, and CJ's left to a heavily contested fadeaway. On the Warriors' next possession, they run a low-post split with Curry and Klay, and when it turns into a handoff, Lillard is simply erased by Looney. Was this a foul? Probably, but the refs don't call it. Lillard takes way too long to get up, and the ball moves quickly to occupy the defense until Klay can get behind the line. No one realizing his man was nowhere near him, and now it's a 5-point game. Again, Portland doesn't run anything on offense. Lillard decides to take matters into his own hands, but Klay is just too big for him. Plus, check how Curry jumps down to take away the drive, forcing Lillard into the pull-up with Klay right in his face. Iguodala catches the defense out of position and is able to gallop all the way down to the rim. 4 defenders are now along the baseline, and this felt like another surefire 3 points. But watch Harkless. He runs at the shooter, but this is way too late, and it leaves Looney a free run to get the offensive rebound. Harkless is still lost out there as he walks around near the free throw line. Great find by Iguodala, and now the lead is 3, and Stotts has to burn another timeout. Finally, they get the lineup out there I've been wanting to see with Collins and Hood, but watch how Collins rolls after setting the screen. He should be pivoting on his right foot to take him on an angle towards the free throw line. Instead, he circles around towards the top. The length of the defense makes it hard for Dame to get the pass to him, and watch Draymond. He's free to ignore Harkless in the corner, then just knocks the ball off Collins for a turnover. The big Portland lead was lost when CJ tries to overcome the double team off the pin down with a pocket pass, but Bell's length and quickness is too much, and it takes all of 5 seconds to get down the floor, Klay to get to the left wing, and the ball to fly through the air and straight through the net. To crunch time, Portland down 2, the Warriors changed their defensive plan and want to switch instead of risk getting out of position by doubling. CJ isos into a long 3, and this is a tough shot. If they're now going to switch, then you want Looney guarding Dame out top. But Turner comes over to set a second screen, and now it's Draymond on the ball again. Lillard takes his time on the left wing and actually gets Draymond in the air. He does brush into him a little bit, but the refs feel Lillard is creating all the contact and he doesn't get the call. No matter, the basketball gods reward them by getting the ball to Seth Curry for the open triple that he just buries. The Warriors then run that same Steph-Draymond pick and roll that tortured the Rockets in Game 6. I don't mind that they bring Myers Leonard high up the pressure. You certainly don't want him to shoot it there. And Dame does pursue, but why isn't Evan Turner already on the other side of the lane? Draymond would have been there had he been on defense, ready to smother the roll man on the catch. Instead, Turner is 2 steps behind, Curry is also 2 steps behind seeking down, and the perfect lob gets thrown down strong. Portland tries a bigger defender on Curry with Rodney Hood, which leaves the weak side help ridiculously tiny with Dame and Seth down there guarding Iguodala and Looney. Curry turns the corner, and now you've got Myers Leonard trying to contain the ball, but he also can't let Draymond get behind him. Curry whizzes it right over Leonard's head, and nobody can stop the layup. And these are the times reserved for Damian Lillard. 10 seconds left, one-on-one out top, down 3, but the luxury the Warriors have is switching Iguodala onto him, who had been resting for much of the game guarding Aminu. Dame has his right elbow up in Iggy's chest area. Iggy maintains his position and does lift up a little bit into Dame's right arm. This seems to disrupt the dribble for a bounce where it's deflected. Now Dame has to hurry, and it's a clean strip on the way up. Another in a long line of plays just like this that Iguodala has made his entire career. As the clock winds down, Curry does something really smart, tossing it high in the air so they couldn't foul and stop the clock. And now, we've got 2 games heading back to Portland. There are still plenty of adjustments the Blazers can make, and I'm sure they'll win at least 1 game there. But it's also pretty clear that once you wake up the sleeping giant, sooner or later, you're gonna get squashed. Sports fans, if you enjoyed this video, then I've got a new online basketball membership where I share with you the best of what NBA teams are doing to help you be more successful on the court. Click the first link in the description to learn more. And don't forget, check your settings to make sure you get notified each time we drop a new one. After all, at BBallBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?